because this event, it's framed perfectly here for an in-form Mittelham. See if she can trouble the top seed, Mima Ito here.
Absolutely, Guy. And, you know, there were enough upsets yesterday for the players to realise that, you know, this is possible. And I think the 5-game setup, I think, is a great one. At the early rounds, I think it provides that opportunity. Creates the tension, means that every point matters almost right out of the blocks, and that's a great backhand there from Nina Mittelham. Look how early she takes it. Beautiful, smooth technique.
Yeah, mentioned her performances in the European Champions, the Women's League in December. Mittelham, she actually won the deciding match in that one for her club side, Berlin East side, who are a kind of dominant force in that competition. Their 5th title, and Mittelham was key alongside Brit Ireland. Of course, Mima Ito beat in the first round here in Shanxiaona. The 3 who did that, beating Linz Froschberg in that thrilling final.
1-3.
In Linz, actually, so they beat the home team. That wasn't very kind of them. Turn up on their turf, and Berlin East side winning it again. But as I say, Mittelham winning the deciding match against Margarita Posocka, who's seen here doing well.
Absolutely, and the club run by ambitious individuals, Alexander and Andreas, in Berlin.
2-3.
Spoke to them recently, actually, and their desire to fit in with the WTT system and how they can play their part in Berlin, a great city, of course, in Europe, in the world.
Well, you're having those discussions, obviously, in your role, Johnny, see with WTT Europe manager. Is that the correct title for you? I mean, you blush whenever we give you the big billing here. WTT Europe manager, is it? Is it now? Yeah.
General manager.
Yeah, general manager.
Right. So yeah, no, delighted to take up the opportunity, and really excited about what WTT can become in terms of a sporting product, and in a sport that I love, and many of us all love, of course. And as at the moment, it's just great to be back, to see these athletes back in the international arenas.
Great to see that from Ito as well, that redirection, that glance, typical of the Japanese. Makes it look so easy.
Really interesting just there on the camera angle to watch the footwork of Mima Ito. You know, look at the stance, and to see that in a couple of the Japanese players, their actual start stance is quite narrow. Traditionally, maybe you might have had a broader base with the feet, but actually they seem, a couple of the players, to bring their feet quite close together and then explode into that return.
4-0.
Talk about Ito, you talked about her stance and everything. We did a lot, didn't we? I mean, the serve and the changes that they're looking to make to the delivery, to the action, Johnny.
Yeah, another evolution of the sport. Not only new techniques, but also players wanting to innovate and create something different. And that's, you know, something that we saw yesterday, and obviously Mima Ito continues to do so. And there's almost a direct point as a result. Could have been something they've been working on in the training halls. Maybe they've devised it as a strategy, or maybe Mima Ito has made the suggestion herself. I think these things can come from all parts of the machinery.
Well, again, the shutdown gave opportunities there as well to work on things that maybe wouldn't be there when you're playing events regularly. It's interesting to see how players, I mean, that's been the focus with Ito, in addition to always trying to make general improvements. I mean, players are always doing that, especially, I mean, the Japanese players. You know, players are up there as some of the very best, but yeah, specific changes, that was one that they have talked about. I mean, you were highlighting what she's trying to do with that. I mean, with the service here, Johnny. I mean, just for viewers who weren't with us here on day one, what you feel, what she can get out of this, the change with the position of the arm there,
7-6,
with the service.
One of the big things I think is really interesting is the different start points of the serve. So that one was from the backhand corner, whereas the ones previous that we saw a couple of minutes ago were from the forehand side or the middle. So what their players are trying to do there, here we go, here's one from the middle, you see. So now she's opening up the table in a different way. So if you're receiving the serve, there you go, popped it. So
6-8.
she's not comfortable at the minute, Nina Mittelham, because Mima Ito's changing so many elements. And also this huge action, I think the way she's using the body, using the turn of her body. Watch her left foot is much more further across than you would normally see. So she's actually able to almost make like a golf swing
Left.
into the ball, which is generating a lot of
6-8.
speed and a lot of spin. Hence why Nina Mittelham's making the mistakes. Looks as if she's making mistakes, but actually it's because of the quality of the serve. And what happens then in table tennis, it's a bit like tennis, racket sports, but particularly in table tennis, is once you gain that advantage with a serve, not only physically and in winning points, but psychologically, you start to put your opponent under pressure.
Oh,
And then
naturally,
you start to see mistakes like that from Nina Mittelham. Top edging, missing easy balls. So the service is so important.
10-6.
Well, it's the one shot you're in control of. Well, you've got to look at it like that, and it's provided Ito here. Excellent analysis, Johnny, there. Of, in this first game here, it looks like it's given Ito the foundation to go on and take it, frankly, the way the game's developed, because Mittelham was in with her through the first half of the game, but she's pulled away. 4 game points now for the top seed.
Then 7.
Misses out there, Mittelham, and misses out on the opening game after a bright start from the German. It's Ito, the top seed, who takes it in the end there, 11 points to 7.
And you just see there